What's going on, everyone? How are you guys doing? It is March 10th, 2021, and tonight it is time for your AEW Dynamite post show. How are you guys doing? How is everyone doing? What did you guys think about tonight's show? Let me know down in the chat. We had a pretty good episode of AEW Dynamite and NXT tonight as well. Couple of odd decisions here and there for both shows. But I do want to talk about a couple NXT things tonight as well. We'll probably do that before we actually kick off the show, like we typically do. But interesting stuff. Some Impact stuff went down as well. So lots of stuff to chat about tonight. JB will just say, why was there audio of the NBA during one of the matches? I have no clue, man. TNT really messed up. Yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys thought about the shows. Let's see here. We got James Trio Things. How are you guys doing? Gar, always good to see you. Vanch, Nate the Great, Rocco. Let's see here. Nova is here as well. Basili, Bob, how are you guys doing? Flash, always a pleasure to see you as well. Hoodie, Molly Man, JVOJ, Obi James, Andre, Joshua, how are you guys doing? How is everyone? Dashier says, tonight was mostly good, but had a few dull moments. I would agree. Some very interesting things tonight on both shows. But overall, I thought they were pretty good. Can't complain. Not complaining. Let's see here. Trying to make sure all this stuff is working. All right, we are good. We are good to go. Bob says, poor Ethan Page, man, on his debut. I know. Dude, it sucks. Like, poor Ethan Page, man. He makes his AEW Dynamite debut and no one cares because they're playing the NBA, some sort of NBA basketball game sound at the exact same time. Man, that's rough. That is rough. Blake says they uploaded the Ethan Page match on YouTube. That's good. That is very good. Because that sucked. That was really frustrating. Really frustrating. Trio says, I hope they don't go Kenny with Christian Cage. I don't think they will. I do want to talk more about that. Man, are they going to go Christian and Kenny right out the gate? I mean, I don't know if that's an AEW thing that they're going to do. It kind of looked like it, but I'm not quite sure. The correct thing to do would be Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus Christian, Jon Moxley, and Eddie Kingston. Nova says somebody was going off with them 3-pointers. It was Ethan Page, man. The guy's talented. As hell. Flash says, what took you so long, Balor to Crossy? That was a good ending. Both shows had really good endings tonight, I think. Really good. I liked them. I saw first. Good evening, folks. How is everyone doing? Thanks, AOW. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Jason says, you think Cross should lose to Balor? No, I think that Cross should dethrone Balor. 100%. There's no way. There's no way that Balor will defeat Cross. I can't see it happening. And what a better weekend, or week, I guess, to have Karrion Kross become the NXT champion. NXT week. And NXT week just got, WrestleMania week, just got even crazier. We were right. NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver is too big for one night. That it's got to be on 2 nights, and it's going to be on Wednesday and Thursday. Very interesting. James says Paul White waving should have been the thumbnail for last week. Should it? What was the thumbnail last week? I don't even remember. Let me take a look. Leroy says WrestleMania week is going to be crazy. Yeah, I'm going to die. Next week. Or not next week, but whatever the hell WrestleMania week, man. Oh, it's gonna be brutal. Vanch's first night on USA Network is a stupid idea, though. Why? Wouldn't that be good, though, for them? No Hack says, hey, OW, we started anything important? No, we just kicking things off. We're kind of just chilling chilling for the moment being, just starting off the show. And we'll go over a couple news things, couple things that happened, and then we'll get into both of the shows this time. James says Death Week. Pretty much, man. Pretty much. We're going to have, so starting from the week prior to WrestleMania, we have Monday, which will be Raw. Tuesday, which will be the 2020-2021 WWE Hall of Fame inductions. That'll be on Tuesday on the WWE Network and on Peacock. On Wednesday, we have NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 1. On Thursday, we have, and AEW Dynamite, keep in mind. On Thursday, we have NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2. On Friday, we have SmackDown. On Saturday, we have WrestleMania Night 1. On Sunday, we have WrestleMania Night 2. On Monday, we go back to Monday Night Raw. On Tuesday, that is supposedly the date that NXT moves to Tuesdays. Then we have Wednesday for AEW Dynamite, and then Thursday we have like that rest period, that one day before we get back to Friday Night SmackDown. Ooh, good Lord, man. Nate the Great says, question: do you get paid from this? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Big money AOW in the building, 100%. Miley Man says, let's all pray for AEW when WrestleMania week happens. Yeah, man. I don't know how I'm going to do it. We're going to be streaming every single day. There's going to be videos probably every single day as well, because I will need to do prediction videos for NXT TakeOver Night 1 and 2, WrestleMania's Nights 1 and 2 as well. So it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Nova says, will you be watching the Hall of Fame? I'm not sure. I typically do, but I remember the last one that I watched was just so boring that I didn't want to continue anymore. So I don't know. We'll see. I might, depending on how I feel. At least it is at the start of the week, so it does have that going for it. Let's see here. Iqbal says, a fan bought Matt Hardy cameo and requested him to congratulate Hangman for his win over Matt at Revolution. I saw that. That was hilarious. Vance says MJF's Inner Circle versus Chris Jericho's Inner Circle in a blood and guts match. Ooh, I like the way you think, my friend. I like the way you think. That sounds fantastic. That sounds fantastic. Hoodie says the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships was an epic fail. Yeah, man. Come on. Like, what in the world? Why is that a thing? Why are the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships a thing? We'll talk about it, but damn, man. I can't believe it. It doesn't make any sense. Obi James says, you saw the Hall of Fame where the fan jumped Brett? Yes, I was watching that. Yes. Triggered Feeling says, why are you such an AEW shill? Because Tony Khan pays me $10 million a week. That's why. It's a great life that I live. Leroy says the Hall of Fame ceremony is going to be super, super long. Yeah, because they're going to have 2020 and 2021. Damn. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy week, man. Raphael says, not only can we do that Faction War 5v5, but there's so many things you could do. MJF versus Jericho, MJF versus Guevara, Spears versus Guevara, Hager versus Wardlow, PMP versus FTR. This was fantastic storytelling. Yeah, man. It's so good. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for that. Ayan says, what do you think of tonight's NXT? I think it was great. I thought it was pretty good overall. A couple hiccups here and there, of course, but overall, I thought it was a pretty good show. Flash says, promotional consideration paid for by the Forbidden Door. Yes. Yes. Obi James says, I'm down for a face Inner Circle. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what we're getting now, isn't it? Yeah, that's crazy. Nova says, not only did you make Dakota lose, but big oof, but make her lose the title on the same night. It's brutal, man. It's brutal. Anthony says, AOW, I'm here to get rid of the typical Aleister Black question. Thoughts on him? You guys, you are never going to believe what I saw today. I've been waiting months and months and months to see this, but I finally got some crazy backstage news, some heavy insider stuff. If you want to know this news, the scoops that I was able to get today on Aleister Black, you have to have friends in the highest of places. Now, I'm not going to reveal my sources, but I do have a crazy, never before heard of update on Aleister Black. Are you guys ready for this? It's absolutely crazy. Please make sure that you're sitting down. Please make sure that you have your volume all the way up. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel as well, because that's very important if you want these Aleister Black updates. Now, are you ready? Drum roll, please. There is no update on Aleister Black. Thank you. Rocco says, I think they have nothing for Miro, and they signed him early because I think they want to keep him strong and not throw him in there like Brian Cage. Yeah, I would agree. I don't really think that this is the best for Miro anymore. One more match. I don't want to see it, but I mean, God, whatever. Wall Street says, thanks for getting our hopes up for nothing. I'm so sorry. You guys should know by now. You should know by now. It's all a joke. It's all a joke. Basili says, well, with big money, Matt Hardy as a heel now with his own heel faction with Private Party, The Butcher, and The Blade. You're right. You're right. Anthony says you should get a drum roll on the soundboard. I was going to get one today, but I was so busy and I had to mow our lawn, and like our grass was like really wet, so it like wouldn't work, and our lawnmower kept dying, so it took me like forever to do it. It was so annoying. Van says, hey, Dave Meltzer said that Aleister Black is stuck in catering. Last I heard, I don't even think he's like in catering. I think he's just at home, which is sad, which is crazy. Ian says WrestleMania weekend will be full action-packed weekend. First Raw, then Hall of Fame. 2 nights TakeOver, SmackDown. 2 nights of WrestleMania, and Raw after WrestleMania. It's crazy. I saw first says Black will be stuck in catering until his WWE contract runs out. Yeah, you're probably right, man. Unfortunately. And I hope that he goes somewhere where they appreciate him. Of course, AEW is going to be the number one on the list, but wherever it is, I think he'll do very well. I do. At the end of the day, I think he'll do very well. Is my thing off? No, it doesn't look like it. James says, I don't know if NXT will move to Tuesdays anymore. NHL recently signed a 7-year deal with ESPN. Oh no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, James. What? I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. We need NXT to move to Tuesdays, because I'm sick and tired of it. I'm tired of it. It's so much work to do both of these shows every single week. And of course, NXT goes over like 5, 6, 7 minutes every single week as well. So now I have to rush to do these. I have to delay them a couple minutes because I got to post all that crap and yada, 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 yada. It's like, man. Nova says, I see we can now give you money. LOL. Good job, AOW, with the super chats. Yes. Yes, sir. I unlocked super chats. Hell yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I did. We also have channel memberships, which I am looking to set up hopefully this week. Looking to set up this week. Joshua says, did we talk about the horrible title intro yet? Are you talking about the tag team championships? Ayan says NXT goes up to Tuesday after WrestleMania, I guess. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so, man. Raphael says, yeah, like I'd like to be able to actually watch NXT. Yeah, it would be so nice. It'd be so nice just to relax and actually watch them and soak up everything from all of the shows. It'd be so nice, because I hate it. I hate doing this. Obi James says Blood and Guns is trending. I wonder why. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. James says SmackDown actually ends 3 minutes early. Does it? Interesting. Is Bad Bunny's birthday? Well, happy birthday, Bad Bunny. You're never going to hear this, but here's some moves for you, Bad Bunny. Jordan Devlin finally coming to NXT next week. Yes, it's going to be good. Going to be good. Hoodie, how are you doing, man? I'm doing fantastic. Rocco says we're good because ESPN is just showing one game per week and the others will be on USA. Perfect. That is beautiful. I don't feed the trolls here, so have a good time, my friend. Jeremy says, why not just NXT instead of AEW? What do you mean? Why have NXT move to Tuesdays and not have AEW move to Tuesdays? Is that what you're asking? If that is what you're asking, I would say because AEW is the one that wins every week. So no need for them to win since they're winning. Matthew says both shows were bad in my opinion. Sorry you didn't enjoy them, but I did. I thought they were good. They both had their downfalls this week, for sure. We'll talk about those, but overall, I thought they were pretty good. Van says, thankfully, Eddie and John recovered from that explosion. Yeah, I actually didn't mind the way that they handled it. I thought it was pretty good. The one thing that I would have changed was that I would have had Tony Khan actually say in the media scrum that it was a botch. I would have preferred for him to be like, look, we all got screwed. We got screwed out of all this stuff. We're going to continue forward the best way that we can, and we're going to make a story out of it. They call me Nova with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I greatly appreciate that. He says, here you go, my friend. Thanks for the updates. P.S. Happy birthday to our 24/7 champion, Bad Bunny. Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much, Nova. I appreciate you. Super chats are open. As always, thank you guys so much for that. They are not required, but greatly appreciated. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Matthew says, of course you do. You're such an AEW mark. Yes. I enjoyed NXT tonight as well because I love AEW so much. That is how it all works. Congratulations on that. Basili says, I love how they all made fun of the botch. Yeah, I think that that's the best that you can do. The best that you can do is just moving forward. Let's see here. Wall Street says NXT has not won a ratings battle against AEW since October 2020, but I enjoy both WWE and AEW and AOW complaining. Hey, it's what I do. It's what I do. I like both shows too. I just wish that I didn't have to watch them at the same time. Really. I would love to see them at separate times. I would love to be able to just sit and enjoy them. It'd be so nice. So nice. Then we could have an NXT post show. We could have so much more time dedicated to NXT and all the stuff that happens there, but I'm not able to do that currently. I saw first as heard Naomi is joining Roman Reigns and his clan. Makes sense. It does. It does. I would have preferred to see her join the Hurt Business, but I have no problem with that either. That should be pretty good. And anything is better than what she's doing right now, getting destroyed by Big Oof and Shayna Baszler. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Joel says, imagine Cross wins the title and the week after on NXT, Cross comes out in the ring, cuts a promo about him being NXT champion again. The leader, Aleister Black's music hits and confronts him. That would be really cool. Be really cool. Arju says, is Archer a heel again? Yeah, so he did come out of the heel tunnel. Jeremy says, TakeOver Stand and Deliver will be great. Oh, I'm sure it will. NXT never disappoints really with their takeovers. They're always really good. It'll be interesting to see how they navigate through a 2-night takeover, but I am excited nonetheless to see them. Anthony says, I don't think AEW and NXT should not hate each other because they're both wrestling shows. Well, I mean, you're always going to have those super fans that are like, I'm an AEW hardcore and everything else sucks, or I'm a WWE hardcore and everything else sucks. I mean, there's always going to be those people no matter what. So Bob says Nakazawa was the master of the barbed wire death match. There you go. Nova says, I'm not really into that name, Stand and Deliver. I'm not either, to be honest. I don't really like it. No Hack says, I thought Archer came out of the face tunnel. Oh, you're right. Sorry. You're right. He did come out of the face tunnel. The face tunnel is the right tunnel. The heel tunnel is the left tunnel. You're right. My apologies. Tenor says, I would hate to see Christian push immediately to the world title picture. Me too. I think that AEW is better than that. I don't think that they should be doing such things. Hopefully this turns into Christian Cage, Jon Moxley, and Eddie Kingston versus Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. That would be a good way to navigate through it. We're not even sure what Christian Cage has left in him for this. You know, some people will say that Omega and Christian is a dream match. Sure, if that's you. But man, stepping someone right into the title picture like that is not for me. Not for me. Flash says, why are we not talking about Imperium trying to get Ciampa and Thatcher? I need that in my life. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I would love to see that happen. We'll actually, we'll probably not talk about that, so we'll talk about it right now. Yeah, Imperium, they want Timothy Thatcher to join them. And he said, we don't mind if you bring Tommaso Ciampa with you. We'll figure it out as we go. Would that not be incredible? What a team. Damn. Plus, I think that's a really interesting way to keep Ciampa in NXT. Have him doing something completely different that we haven't seen him do before. Be a part of Imperium. Hell yeah. Nova says, do you think Pentagon needs a manager or at least a mouthpiece? I'm not sure. I liked what I saw from Penta today. But I feel like I'm a little bit different than most people. I don't mind people speaking bad English, and I don't mind people speaking their own language as well. I like it. I like it. So I feel like I'm kind of unique in that way. So I can't speak for the masses, but for me, I think it's fine. Punk says, new report says the network is not going to force WWE to change NXT to Tuesdays. That sucks. That sucks for them. Andre says Ciampa cut a promo later. Did anyone hear it? He did? I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it though. Raphael says, what happened to Death Triangle though? Is Penta still with them? Yes. Yes, he is. He is still with them. To my knowledge, yes, I would assume. It just seems like, I don't know, maybe they weren't expecting him to be back, or maybe they just want Phoenix and Pac together for the tags. I'm not sure. Punk says brawl between Riley and Cole is cool. Everything is fine. Okay. Everything is fine with the Undisputed Era. Don't question me. That's just the way it is. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Vance says Pentagon better shut up about my kid before I smack him with a shoe. A very angry Brandy Rhodes. Yeah. I like that, man. I like that a lot. Apparently I'm dropping frames, so hopefully everything is fine on your end. But let's go ahead and talk about some news, I guess. I'll kind of wait till this clears up, because I don't know if it's like choppy on the other side or whatnot. Leon says, I understand why you and everyone want NXT to shift on Tuesday, because it's hard to review two shows at one time. NXT on Tuesday would be a better choice for easy review and ratings. It would, man. It would be so much easier. It'd be so much better. So much better. Am I excited for Cole and Kyle? Yeah, absolutely. That'll be a good one. That will be a good one. Okay, I think we're back to the green now. I'm not dropping any more frames. So Mally Man says, speaking of cool, where is Philip? Philip just, he marches to his own beat, man. His own drum. He'll show up whenever the hell he wants. He'll talk about how much he loves Philip and the Nexus and now the Core. He'll tell you that 80 times and then he'll just dip out. That's the ultimate heel. Ultimate heel move. Justo says, I'm going to cry when Penta tears Cody's arm off like Woody in Toy Story 2. That's a good one. Basili says, yeah, I thought I was the only one that was lagging a little bit. Yeah, sometimes it lags out a little bit, but it's showing green now, so we're all good. So let's talk about some news here. Vance says the best thing was 69 Me Don. That was hilarious. I don't care who you are and what shows you prefer. That shit was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So good. Okay, where are we at here? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Impact. Last night on Impact, Scott D'Amore announced that Rich Swann will be taking on Moose at the Sacrifice pay-per-view that is this Saturday. And this will be a title for title match. And it will also unify both of those titles into one. Let's see here. So whoever wins this match is going to be the Impact World Champion, I would assume. So this is going to be very exciting. I think we all know where this is going to go. After that, he followed it up by saying whoever wins this and becomes the unified Impact World Champion, they will go on to Impact Rebellion, which is April 24th. And they will take on Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega, in a title versus title match. So someone will be walking out of Rebellion with 2 world championships. I think we all know where this is going to go. If you don't, let me take you down a little stroll here. From the very beginning, I've said that Moose versus Kenny Omega is the big money match. For me, I think that's where you go. But then I started to question myself just a little bit. And I said, you know what would be better? Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega, title versus title. Kenny Omega beats Rich Swann. He is now the AEW World Champion and the Impact World Champion and the AAA Champion. I don't know why they don't ever mention that, but he is the champion, the World Champion for them as well, I still believe. So here's the thing. Now you have everyone in Impact being pissed off at Rich Swann. Rich Swann had one job. His one job was to keep the Impact World Championship in Impact. He failed to do it. Moose says, it should have been me all along. I could have been the one to keep the Impact World Championship in Impact. And not only that, I would have brought the AEW World Championship here as well. Cool. Kenny Omega works whatever he needs to do with all of these championships. And then when the time comes, Kenny Omega versus Moose for the Impact World Championship. Moose gets the win over Kenny Omega. That win propels Moose to the moon. And there you have it. Just like that. It's that easy. I think that's how you do it. James says, we're better than you and you know it is the AEW version of we are the greatest, you suck, cheers. Obi James says, can we add Steiner to the match at Sacrifice? We'll have a 144 and 1/3 chance of winning. There you go. Rocco says, all I'm going to say is Ethan Page has the sexiest finisher besides the buckshot lariat. Oh, I love the buckshot lariat. And I love the V-trigger so much. Adam Cole says, I'm here at AEW, and did you watch my match? Yes, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry that you kind of choked a little bit, you know? But it's okay. It's okay. We're not here to judge you. We're just here to say that the Undisputed Era is fine. That's what we're here to say. All right, so next up, so NXT started off with 2 game-changing announcements. We kind of knew what they were, but 2 game-changing announcements. The first one was that William Regal announced that NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver will take place over 2 nights. Oh, sorry. It is too big for one night. My apologies. So we will see NXT TakeOver Night 1 on Wednesday, April 7th. It will air on the USA Network. NXT TakeOver Night 1 for free on USA. That's crazy. That's huge. AEW better they better try to figure something out, because they're probably going to get destroyed on this night if they're going up against the NXT TakeOver. NXT TakeOvers are always great. Always great. So this is going to be incredibly hard to try to counter. Good luck. Good luck on that one, guys. Night 2, NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver will air the next night on Thursday, and it will be exclusively on Peacock. So you get one for free on USA, then the next night you got to tune in to the subscription. Will be very, very, very interesting to see how this plays out. NXT takeovers are always good. I don't think I've ever seen a bad NXT takeover. So I'm excited for this. Will they be able to pull off 2 nights? I have hope. I would say yes, but it'll be very interesting to see. JVOJ says we need blood and guts. Dude, oh my God. If AEW rushes blood and guts and puts it on April 7th, oh man, that would be crazy. Nova says whoever gave Maki Ito a job in AEW deserves a big ass pay raise. I think this was probably just a one-off appearance. I don't think she's been signed to them, at least not yet. They should though. They should 100% sign her. Molly Man says, how do you fuck up a new championship unveiling? That is horrible. Yeah. I really don't get it. I really don't. Like, the best thing that you could have done would be to give Raquel and Dakota a championship opportunity to be in the match. You could have done whatever it is that you needed to do to put Shotzi Blackheart and Dakota, or Shotzi and hold on. There we go. Okay. So you can find whatever reason you need to put Ember Moon and Shotzi in on the other side and have that match be for the titles. Why would you crown a winner? Why would you give Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez the titles only to make them lose them on the same show? That makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, what? How? It's so dumb. Now you have, I don't know. These championships are dumb as hell in the first place. They should never have brought them to NXT. They didn't need new ones. Raquel and Dakota Kai should have just beat Big Oof and Shayna Baszler. Why not? And then they could have kept those titles here. We don't need 2 of them. The first ones aren't even good. And now the second ones are already tainted as well. The second ones are tainted as hell. No one wants to see this stuff. Like, come on, man. It's terrible. Trevon says not even a legitimate women's tag title reign, man. Yeah, like, I don't get it. Adam Cole says the Undisputed Era is fine. I keep getting questions if the era is fine. Don't worry. See, you guys have your answers here. Adam Cole's in the chat. He knows better than any of us. Tanner says, is the WWE network just slowly going to disappear and everything goes to Peacock? Yes, but not so slowly. The last day is someday in April, I think. I do plan on doing a video. I wanted to have it tomorrow, but I haven't started it. I kind of want to do an everything you need to know about the WWE network and Peacock, and going over absolutely everything that everyone needs to know, because there's a lot, and people still don't really understand. They're not doing a really good job of explaining everything to everyone. So I think that expect that fairly soon, over the next couple days or this weekend or something. James says NXT should be a real third brand like ECW was. I mean, it seems like it was, and now it kind of seems like it's not, and then sometimes it seems like it is, and then I don't know, I just kind of get confused. Trevon says Balor's gonna lose to Cross at TakeOver. That's what I would say. Yeah, that's what I would say. John Cass says new Horsemen. That's what I'm thinking, man. That is what I'm thinking. Ale says Peacock will not include the Attitude Era. Calling it now. Yeah, so I don't think that's something that has that something that we talked about? Yeah, it had to have been. It had to have been because it was probably for the Raw episode that we talked about it. But yeah, it seems like they might be removing old content from Peacock or not adding it to Peacock. So Jeremy says how much we have to pay for WWE Network on Peacock. So $4.99 for $4.99 if you don't mind having ads. $9.99 for an ad-free experience, and then if you have Xfinity, you automatically get the $4.99 tier for free. If you want to upgrade to the ad-free experience, you just have to pay the $5 difference. Not a bad deal. I also think that I saw on Twitter that someone's offering like $10 back or something like that if you, some phone company like T-Mobile or something like that. What is this? Oh, I see T and Shaw and I retweet. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Van says, why is Peacock removing WWE content though? Stuff that's not suitable for these days. People get offended over lots of things. So anything that is offensive, they're saying might not be there. It might not be there. I don't know. They might find a way around it, which is the way that I would go. We have Disney Plus, and Disney Plus just removed Dumbo, Peter Pan, and 2 other things. I can't remember what they are. But they're only removed for children. So hopefully that they'll find a way to do something like that so that those of us that want to watch actual WWE Network stuff, like we can actually go back and see all of those. Thoughts on Soulja Boy versus Randy Orton? Let's do it. I saw it first as Peacock lost $914 million in 2020, Comcast filing reveals. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. You know, they do these things. I'm not quite sure that this would be called a loss leader, but they do those things. They'll lose a shit ton of money for the first like 2, 3, or 4 years, and then they'll just make tons of it afterwards. Ale says the only reason people have the network is to see that. Yeah, pretty much. Rocco said it's $10 flat for 4 months since everything isn't on it yet, they said. Well, I already have Peacock. So there is a cheap deal too. Maybe that's what you're thinking of, where it's only, it's $250 a month for 4 months, I think. Gar says WWE Network on Peacock sounds like it sucks. Yeah. Yes. Van says, yeah, bro, in my country, OTT platforms are also getting restricted as some insensitive people. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't get it. Like, just don't watch it. Don't watch it. Learn from history. Just because there's a movie that has something offensive in it doesn't mean that the movie's bad. Things are different in those days, in those times. So it's always better to learn from history. Don't act like it's, today's world. Just take it for what it is. James says, off to watch NXT. Good night. Thank you, man, for tuning in. Have a good rest of your night. Jamie says that's Gen Z being insensitive. Yeah, so they're like trying to cancel Eminem and stuff. Like, good luck with that. Good luck with that, man. They call me Nova says, is this deal really a moneymaker though? I'm not sure. To be honest. Maybe. It's a lot of content though. It's a lot of content. I'm not quite sure. Flash says, I'm not from the USA, but it seems like that Peacock stuff is going to be crap. Yeah, removing the match markers is one of the things that bugs me the most too. That's the best thing about it. That's the best thing about the WWE Network is that you can just scrub through like that with what matches are at what time. You don't have to look through things to skim through them to see if there's something that you want. You can just wham, bam, 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 and you're done. Done. JVOJ says WWE Network was fine how it was. Yeah, like what I would have done. Well, I mean, I guess it's probably the infrastructure that probably costs a fortune for WWE, but if they could have kept WWE how it was on its own platform and then just have like you have a Peacock login or something like that, or just kind of unite them together but still have them be separate, that would have been cool. Why are they even moving to Peacock? Because Peacock's paying them a fortune. A fortune. It's a 5-year deal, I believe. Philip says, hi, the Nexus at WrestleMania 37 going to take out everybody. The champion or Universal Champion. There you go, guys. Welcome, Philip. Always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Anyways, here, let's start getting into these shows a little bit. It also says like Amazon Prime with channels. Yeah, just kind of having some branch off things. That'd be cool. And then you don't have to get rid of content and all of that stuff. But I'm sure that it's because WWE doesn't want to have the servers and the work for all of that stuff. It's probably a pain in the ass to do. Obi James says Hall of Fame could be Taker themed. Taker, Kane, McCool all inducted in 2021. Sure, I'm down for that. I am down for that. Next up on NXT, we saw William Regal announce the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, and since Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez were the winners of the Dusty Classic tournament, they were just given the belts. They were just given the belts. Absolutely crazy. I have no idea why they did this. They should have just put the final two in there and had the winner be the champions. I think that would have made a lot more sense. No reason to crown someone a champion when you're just going to take it away from them 35 minutes later. Absolutely no clue. Makes no sense. Nova says, when a generation is canceling Dr. Seuss, you know damn well they're not allowing Stone Cold giving a middle finger to Vince 365 days a week. Yeah. Pretty much, man. Ruckus says, I'm going to go watch NXT game show. See you all in a bit. Sounds good, man. Enjoy your show. Jeremy says, am I the only ones that think Loomis is trash and boring? I like Dexter Loomis a lot. I like him. Wall Street says, worst moment of the night, seeing Kai and Gonzalez lose. I agree, man. It's insane. Absolutely insane. I don't get it whatsoever. This just makes these titles look bad already. Just starting them off. Vance says Taker won't be in this year's Hall of Fame as WWE wants a live audience for someone like Taker to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. Dogpool says, how should I join MJF's inner circle? I have no clue, man. No clue. I have no clue. Jeremy says his gimmick is cool, but he needs better moves. Fair enough. All right, so let's get on here. AEW Dynamite kicked off with Rey Fenix taking on Matt Jackson. This was a good match. I liked it. Rey Fenix is on top of the world here at the moment. I'm usually not a fan of champions being pinned, but I'll make an exception in this case. They don't do it very often. And to be fair, Matt Jackson is not really a singles competitor. He's a tag team competitor and he's a tag team champion. So I let it slide. Okay. So Rey Fenix on top of the world right now. This guy outperforms anyone and everyone every single night. He is just out here killing it. Absolutely killing it. It's fantastic. I cannot wait to see this tag match between Rey Fenix and Pac and the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a real good one. Ayan says, can you do face cam when you do a post-show review? Eventually, yes. We will eventually do face cam. So all of the YouTube income that I make, this is the deal that I've made. I don't want to do face cam. It's a lot of work. You got to buy lights. You got to buy a $1,000 camera. You got to buy a cam link. Yada, yada, yada. You got to sync up your audio. You got to make sure that you're looking at the camera. Blah, 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 blah. There's lots of stuff that goes involved to a face cam that you maybe wouldn't think about. So my deal is, when we got monetization, that was like the big first step. The second step is every single cent that I earn from YouTube, whether it be super chats, memberships, ad revenue, whatever it is, it's all going to go into a special little folder, special little account here where it will pile up and pile up and pile up. And when there's enough money to buy the camera that I want, I will go out and buy the camera. I'll buy the cam link. I'll buy the lighting rigs, and then we'll go from there. We'll have face cam from there on out. I don't know how long that's going to take, but whenever we get there, and then it will stay around. It will stay around. I'll have to change the layout for this a little bit. I'm not quite sure what I will do, but there it is. So then, for the gaming stuff that I do, I'll probably have it over there as well. Jeremy says you should do face cam during WrestleMania weekend. I mean, if someone wants to donate like $1,200, actually, it wouldn't even be that because they take 30%. So not going to happen. Not going to happen that soon. But But yeah, I want to go all out with it. So I will buy a camera, a cam link, the lighting, and all of that stuff. And then I'm going all out. I promise you. It's going to look sick as hell. Sick as hell. I have a really cool idea. I'm going to start working on it now so that whenever that goal gets hit, I can just pull the trigger and do it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to design it. I'm not sure if I'm good enough at like Photoshop and Premiere Pro and After Effects. I'm not sure if I'm good enough to create what I want. But yes, it's going to be crazy. I have high hopes. I have high plans. If you want to kind of get an idea, just look at Dr. Disrespect. Look at what Dr. Disrespect is doing in live streaming, in gaming, and all of that stuff. That's where I want to be. That is exactly where I want to be. Nova says, at least you're getting enough to buy a Subway sandwich now from YouTube. All YouTube money is just being saved. All YouTube money is being saved. All of it. Every single penny. I'm not gonna spend any of it whatsoever. It's all extra. It's all going back into it. I'm very excited. I didn't even imagine being this far. So I'm very excited to be where we're at right now. And my ideas are just going insane. Because like I said, when I do face cam stuff, I want to go all out. I want it to be, I could just go buy a shitty $100 camera or something. But I don't want to. I want to go all out. I want to get the best quality of things. I want to just hit the ground running and I want to take over. That's what I want to do. From that point forward, I want to just hit the ground running and I want to take over. Jeremy says, do WWE 2K vids. I have 2K vids on my gaming channel. You can watch them over there. Let me give it to you. I played through 2K20 and something else, 2K19. I can't remember if I played 18 or not, but there you go. Gar says, would you say that your YouTube channel is going to the moon? Yes, I would. Hopefully. I mean, that's the goal, right? That's the goal. But yeah, there's lots of interesting things. I really want to go all out. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Being here, just being here, hanging out means a lot. Liking videos, subscribing, all of it. All of it is fantastic. So thank you guys so much. Okay. Let's get back on track here. Gerard says Penta was lit tonight. I loved him as a heel. Yes, Penta's awesome. Jeremy says it's going to be interesting live when you do. It is. It's going to be very weird. Very weird. I've talked about it before. I don't like taking pictures and stuff like that. So it's never been something that I've really wanted to do, but it's kind of something that you gotta do when you're in this space. So we'll get there. Raphael says, anyone else can't believe that WrestleMania is in a month. Everything is still so directionless. I know, man. It's crazy. It's so crazy. We're so close. Flash says, I'm curious to know, how do you started the Instagram page? I don't even remember how I found your page, but damn, it's worth it. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I started my own business, and when I did that, it was all surrounded around social media. So what I did was I just created a bunch of accounts in things that interested me. And this one just kind of took off a little bit. I have one that is twice the size of this, almost 3 times the size of this one, as well. But I'm not as invested in it. I don't do any sort of stuff like this. It's just all on Instagram. But yeah, so that's how I did it. I created a bunch of accounts, some that I've just kind of killed off that I haven't posted on for a while, a year or two now. And I have a couple that I run. Andre says, no Cameron Grimes today. Yeah, no Cameron Grimes. Rocco says, and I'm back and wondering why the show isn't named 69 Me Dawn. You're right. Damn. Damn, that would have been a good one. The 69 Me Dawn edition of AEW Dynamite. That would have been so much better. But I really liked the 4 Horsemen thing too. I thought that was great. and it's probably going to piss a lot of people off. So it's funny at the same time. And I just looked at the scheduled date here. It's March 10th, which means it's Mario Day. Happy Mario Day, everyone. Happy Mario Day. I wish I could stream some Mario. That'd be great, because I have Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and I'm dying to play it. I want to play Super Mario Sunshine so bad. I saw first as AEW is going to take over, standing and delivering the best content. Man, that was pure flames. Pure flames. I saw it first. I like what you did there. I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you. Blake says AEW best wrestling page on Instagram. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Means a lot. Means a lot. I put a lot of work into this, all this stuff. Lots and lots of work, lots of hours. Jan says for me, it's March 11th AEW because I live in India. Well, I guess it can be Luigi Day for you. Luigi Day. James says, I know I said good night, but I thought of an idea. Give SmackDown its own women's tag titles and rename the current ones the Raw women's tag titles. That way we get justice. Oh, God. Oh, no. That's too many women's tag titles, man. I don't even want one of them, to be honest with you, but I don't know. I don't know. Pi Day coming up. There you go. Oh, yeah, huh? Yeah, Pi Day. Pi Day. Good old-fashioned Pi Day. All right. What's up next here? What is up next? Okay, so after this match here, we got the promo segment from Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. I liked this. I liked this a lot. Now, I know there's still a ton of people that are pissed off about the AEW Revolution finale. And actually, we need to talk about that. Let's talk about that before we get into this. So, Fightful Select was able to find out what was going on. And we know what happened. So, apparently they had a third-party company come in and set up all of this stuff. James says, good night for real. Good night, James. Thank you for tuning in, man. Again, I appreciate it. Always a pleasure to have you here. So AEW hired a third-party company to come in and set up the explosions and do all that sort of pyro stuff. So apparently it didn't go as planned, obviously, and the people just really didn't give a shit. So I heard that Kenny was pissed, and they just really didn't care that they just ruined the entire pay-per-view for them. They made them look like a complete joke. AEW Revolution, maybe even Revolution in its entirety, will always be remembered for that. Maybe it will just be the 2021 version, but maybe it might be all of them. But this company, they didn't give a shit. They didn't care. So apparently there's a lot of people that are mad about that company. So shout out to them for not throwing them under the bus, because I would have. I really would have. I would have been like, hey, these motherfuckers, AEW Explosions, they were supposed to make this place rock and they didn't. You know, this hurts AEW so much as a whole. Like their reputation, it hurts them so much. So for them to fail on that and just not care that's frustrating, man. That's really frustrating. JVOJ says, why couldn't they test it a few times? It's probably expensive. Fireworks are really expensive. So I'm assuming that's why. And I'm assuming most of it is probably a one-shot kind of deal. So maybe you set it up and you give it a test, but then everything worked, but then you just wasted all of them. Then you have to reset them up, and there's a chance that those ones could be a dud, or that you didn't set them up correctly anyways. I would assume that's why. I don't have a clear answer, but that would be my assumption. So yeah, fuck them. Jesus, like I can't believe that. I'd be so mad. Van says, did you hear that John Lee Laurinaitis is back? I did. Yes, I did. I saw that today. Saw that earlier today. Pizza or burgers? Pizza all day. Pizza all day, every day. Rocco says you can't really retest that type of stuff the way the bomb goes off unless you spend another $5 million. I won't think it would be that much, but I think they're expensive. Apollo says they're never going to be using that company again. Well, I would hope so. I would hope so. So yeah, I mean, this hurts them a lot. I did say I think I said this at the beginning of the show, that I don't mind the way that they've handled this explosion botch. The one thing that I do feel like could have been different is that Tony Khan, he's always so open. He's very opinionated on things, and he's usually very transparent. And I would have really liked for him to just be like, hey, these did not go off as planned. Like, this is not what we had here. This did not go off as planned, but we're going to roll it into a storyline with Kenny Omega. And I think, like, for me, that would have completely changed things. Because then, you know, you can look past the Eddie Kingston thing, right? You can say, oh, okay, look, they're actually saying that it was a botch. They're not treating us like we're dumb. And we're good to go. We're good to go. So I would have much preferred that. But the way that they played it off on TV, I'm not mad at either. Eddie Kingston could probably, like, cut a promo on telling me that this turd is, like, the best turd in the world, and I'd probably eat it for dinner. Like, it's incredible the way that he is with words. So I liked everything he said here. He was like, look, it's embarrassing. I'm not ashamed to be embarrassed, but, you know, he went on to say that he had an anxiety attack while he was trying to shield Jon Moxley from it. He wasn't able to breathe correctly either, so he passed out from it. You can make fun of him all you want, but it reminded him of when he was in jail. All good. All good here. I liked it. I liked the way that they tried to recover from this. I'll answer these questions after this segment here. Next up, Jon Moxley took over this promo here, and he said that he thinks the Impact was the one that paid for the bomb, and that's why it didn't go off as planned. It was on an Impact budget. Then he said, what? Did the explosion have Acme written on it, like some Looney Tunes kind of things, having them not worked? I liked that a lot. And all of this explosion stuff to the side, Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston as a team rules. Absolutely rules. So I'm very, very excited to see what comes out of this. Very, very, very. Okay. Jeremy says, do you have any favorite rappers? Yes, Royce the 5'9" and Redman. And I really like Benny the Butcher too. He's very good. Ian says, AEW NXT TakeOver is 2 nights, so 5 matches per night and a total of 10 matches. And NXT has a total of 5 championships, so they're going to be some random matches. Ooh, 10 matches for NXT? Sounds like a lot. Ooh. Here, I'll type them out. Royce, 5'9". Redman, and Benny the Butcher. There you go. I don't know if I put Benny on my favorites list, but I've been listening to his album a lot. I like it. Nova says Nakazawa probably took the fireworks from the ring and will not be using it on the 4th of July. Yes. Yes. Flash says AEW, I had to drop it here for tonight. I think that Mox and Eddie will cost the titles to the Good Brothers at Sacrifice. Shout out to everyone in the chat, and remember that Hangman fucks. Hell yeah, he does. Hell yeah, he does. Thanks, man. Always a pleasure to see you as well. Gar says, I love this explanation. I liked it too. And I was fine with this, but I was very happy with what they did afterwards as well. I really, really liked that stuff. Apollo says, I said it's easier to cover up the Revolution ending botch than it would be to cover up Eddie Kingston part, but they managed to do pretty damn well. Yeah. Yeah, I thought so as well. The Eddie Kingston part was really, really hard. And I think that people kind of assumed that they were going to go the anxiety panic attack route. But they played it off very well. I think they played it off very well. Christopher says, what's going on at AEW? I just joined the live. I thought tonight's Dynamite was pretty solid overall. I enjoyed every single second from beginning to end. Hashtag AEW. Well, thank you for tuning in, man. I greatly appreciate it. And I'm glad that you enjoyed the show. Glad that you enjoyed the show. Do you like NF? I don't think I've ever heard of NF before. I don't think so. Favorite food in Dream Car to have? Quesadilla is my favorite food at the moment. Dream Car? I don't know, man. I want an R34 Skyline. That'd be amazing. But they're going to be like $100,000 by the time that you're able to get them here. So I have the next best thing. I have a Q50. Close enough. Close enough. Next up, we had a enhancement match with Cody Rhodes. Of all people, I was not expecting to see Cody Rhodes squash someone tonight. Gar says NF sings the Raw theme. Oh, yeah, no, I've never listened to the NF's music then. I've never listened to it before. Is that the guy that did the Royal Rumble song? Because I did hear that and that was cool, but I haven't heard any of his other music. But yeah, Cody squashed local talent Seth something. I can't remember what his name was. Beat him with a figure four. And then out of nowhere, Penta gets up. I think he was doing Spanish commentary or something like that. So he just kind of gets up out of nowhere, grabs a mic, and starts disrespecting Cody. He brings Alex, what is his name? Alex Abrahams? Abrahams? I don't know. Abrahentes. He brings him with him, whatever the hell his name is, and has him kind of translate some things. And this was really, really good. Cody's been very directionless for quite a while. And now that Penta's back from his injury, they've kind of thrown them together. I could be really, really invested in a Penta and Cody feud. A very short one, a match as well that they announced for whatever this thing is called. Let me look it up because I already forgot what they're gonna call it. Where are those match cards? Here they are. Shamrock Slam. Oh, St. Patrick's Day Slam. St. Patrick's Day Slam. I'm looking forward to that match a lot. Rocco says, see, this is how you build up a feud, unlike having Cody face Penta and in a DQ. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Nova says, Pentagon can curse you in Spanish and will make you want to kick his ass like in Lucha Underground. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ayan says, AOW, sorry, I gotta go. My phone is about to get dead. I guess you will be live for another 30 minutes, so I'll join another 10 or 15. No worries, man. No worries, man. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Go charge that phone, my friend. Charge that phone. We'll probably be live for another 50 minutes or so. Thoughts on 6ix9ine? I have no thoughts on 6ix9ine whatsoever. I've never listened to his music. I have no interest in listening to his music. And I have no interest in paying attention to what he does. I am aware of him, though, but that's about all. That is about all. Christopher says, justice for Fuego. He should have beaten QT with that tornado DDT. Oh, yeah, I need to watch Dark more often. Well, I guess for the first time. Because I've never seen it before. But yeah, I need to watch it. Vance says today's the 69th day of the year. Some woos for that. What an accomplishment to making it to 69 days. Of course, all you can say to that is nice. Nice. So yeah, Penta and Cody are going to go head to head next week on, oh God, I already forgot what it was called. St. Patrick's Day Slam. Going to be a good one. I believe it's just a regular match, right? It is just a regular match. And also, since I have these up, I will tell you the other matches for St. Patrick's Day Slam next week. Just a special themed episode of AEW Dynamite. It will see Cody Rhodes taking on Penta El Zero Miedo. God, I swear they change this guy's name every single week. I swear. Also, we'll see Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston taking on the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers. We will also see Jurassic Express and Bear Country taking on Matt Hardy, Private Party, and the Butcher and the Blade. Whew. In a 10-man tag match. 10-man. Come on. 10-man is way too many. AEW should never do more than a 6-man tag. But whatever. It is what it is. Is what it is. We will also see Jade Cargill in action next week. I'm excited for this. She looked fantastic in that match with Shaq and all that stuff. So I'm excited. Also, we have a huge main event that you probably all know that I'm super, super excited for. I love Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. So to see this feud continue, they're main eventing the show next week. AEW Dynamite St. Patrick's Day Slam main event. Dr. Britt Baker DMD taking on Thunder Rosa in an unsanctioned lights out match. Anything goes. Anything goes. This should be pure flames. Pure flames. I would imagine that all hell is going to break loose during this as well. I'm very, very excited for this. Very excited. Rocco says, I like 10-man matches, especially. For me, AEW does them a little too much, and they're usually just so chaotic for me that I don't really like them. I'd prefer not to see them. But I know everyone kind of loves Bear Country, so I don't know. Anthony says, it will be such good shit. And that it is. That it is. Christopher says, AEW is going New Japan Pro Wrestling mode with those 10-man tags. Yeah, pretty much. Obi James says, this is the first time the women have main evented Dynamite. I would actually probably say yes. Off the top of my head, I don't have a clear answer for you, but I would say yes. I would say yes. I saw it first as LA Knight has announced that his in-ring debut will come next Wednesday. LA Knight sounds like a pair of sneakers, British Knights. LA Knight is trash. That name is absolute garbage, man. They couldn't have come up with anything else better than that. LA Knight. Just call him Eli. Call him Drake. Call him Eli D. I don't know. Anything but LA Knight. I'm going to slander LA Knight every time I see it. Every time. It's so funny. It's so funny. Apollo says, I wish Pentagon was still able to use the Pentagon Junior name he used in AAA and Lucha Underground. Yeah, that would be so much better. They call him like Penta L, Zero M, Penta L, Zero Miedo. Like, god damn. Call this man by one name, please. Just call him Penta, for the love of God. Gar says, that 10-man will still be good, though. Can't wait for Rosa versus Britt. So glad they're having this division some love. I know. I'm so excited for it. It's good. Obi James, I already read that one. Mally Man says, 69 Me Dawn is the new My Hole. Oh, God. Enigma, how you doing, my friend? Always a pleasure to see you. Enigma says, just call him ELD. Anything is better than LA Knight, man. Nova says, LA Knight sounds like a basketball team from the YMCA. Yeah, there you go. Jeremy says, how's Rusev in AEW? He's okay. I like his character and I like what they're doing with like him personally, but I think this feud that he's involved in with the best friends is just it's overstayed its welcome. It's time to move on. I don't think this is doing any of them favors anymore. Apollo says, to be fair, calling him LA Knight allows him to still do the thing he did as Eli Drake, but you don't think that they could find like something else? You know? I don't know. Anthony says, your thoughts on AEW's new faction? I like it. I like it a lot. No Hack says, I don't like a lot of things in NXT, but I like LA Knight. So we might have some beef on our hands. Uh-oh. Are we going to have to go to like AOW Underground or something like this? We're going to have to settle some scores. AOW Underground. You love to hear it. JVOJ says, if they can change the Viking experience to Viking Raiders, they should change LA Knight. Yes. I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me. I hope that it doesn't. But yeah, I don't like it. Which is crazy because Eli Drake is incredible. Eli Drake is fantastic. So I don't know. I just think it's a really bad pairing. Rocco says, in my opinion, I think Orange Cassidy is being overused during the pandemic because I think he needs fans to succeed and get into his matches. I think he's still like one of the top sellers on Pro Wrestling Tees. He's stupid popular. But I don't know. I just think that it's gone on too long. There's nothing to get anyone invested anymore. I think it's just time to go on, one more match, like whatever. It's not the end of the world, but like, damn, like, come on. This is one of the only things in AEW that I'm not really big on, this feud. I'm ready for Miro to, I guess if they want to have one more match, what they could do is have Miro and Kip Sabian lose this match. So have Chucky or Orange, whatever, they could pin Kip Sabian, have that piss off Rusev, and just have Rusev just destroy Kip after the match. And then maybe have a match, well, just one match between Miro and Kip Sabian to kind of settle the score. Have Miro just crush him. A squash match, but like a little bit longer than a squash match. Maybe give him like 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes or something, just beating the absolute hell out of him for the entire time. Kip gets no offense, hardly anything. That's maybe how I would go about having this next match. I would be okay with that. So hopefully that's the case. Enigma says, I can't even remember when Cody was on BTE. I think it's because he's on Sammy Guevara's vlog now. I think that's why. I'm not sure why he's on there, but I don't know. No Hack says, say the time and place and I'll see you at AEW Underground. Okay. I got to go find me some deserted area and I got to build a ring and take the ropes off of it. So I'll get back to you on that one, but I'll get it done. I'll get it done. Rocco says, that's what I'm thinking. They're going to do it and they need something to get Miro excited. Yes. You know, maybe even have Miro just destroy Darby Allin. You know, maybe that's where they go with it. Have Miro just, you know, because the whole thing with Darby is that he always gets his ass kicked, right? That's his gimmick in his match. He always gets his ass kicked, but he somehow manages to pull it off and get that win in the end. Maybe they just have Miro beat the absolute hell out of Darby, but he's actually not able to recover. And then you have Miro as a really dominant heel TNT champion. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. And I think that would be a very interesting and good way to get him in front of people and keep him away from the main event scene. Because, you know, he needs to be an AEW World Champion at some day, but it can't be anytime soon. And I think this would be the perfect way to get him in front of everyone. Maybe get people behind him again and all that stuff. I would love it. Obi James says, rule number 1 about AEW Underground, don't talk about AEW Underground. Yeah, shh. You're being too loud. Being too loud about it. Enigma says, so is the Elite a thing or... I don't know. I'm still kind of a little confused on that as well. On BTE, the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers are always kind of talking and interacting with each other, but they don't necessarily do that on TV. They're always with Kenny Omega, so I don't know. Vance says, Tony Khan is the guy all the wrestling fans needed to revive wrestling. Yeah, wrestling is in a really good place. It really is. Ugh, I'm getting yawns already. Gar says, I really want Miro to succeed, but I'm not feeling him so far at all. He needs to split from Kip and just be a monster. Killing Darby and being dominant would be great. I agree. But I do like the playful side of Miro as well. So the thing that you're going to have to remember, that everyone's going to have to remember, is that he's doing what he wants to do right now. So all of this stuff with him being jokey and all of that, that's all him. This is what he wanted to do in WWE, but they wouldn't let him. So there'll probably have to be a balance between him being like the beast, the dominant beast, and him having fun as well. I don't know what that is. I don't think they've nailed it quite yet, but I don't think that Miro's doing bad in AEW. I wouldn't suggest that. Nova says, I'd rather AEW to put on a wrestling promotion with the subs than an underground fighting club. AEW Underground. No ropes. Yeah, see, that's if you subscribe to be a member, when memberships are up, you're going to have to fight in AEW Underground. I'm sorry. Jeremy says they better do something good with Seth after Fastlane. He'll probably feud with Cesaro or Daniel Bryan, would be my guess. Gar says, hopefully Bucks find their way back in with Kenny and Good Brothers after they're done with the Death Triangle and SCU. Yeah, I would like for them to reunite. I would. Christopher says, I want to see Inner Circle versus MJF's faction inside Blood and Guts. Yes. Hell yes, dude. Me too. We talked about that earlier on in the show. That would be incredible. Incredible. Someone said that was trending on Twitter as well. So maybe everyone else is thinking that as well. Van says, imagine Cesaro versus Andrade. Imagine like Cesaro versus Andrade for like the WWE Championship or the Universal Championship or something like that. That would be incredible. Oh, incredible. I would love it so much. Next up, Tony Schiavone had a little interview here with Sting. They didn't get very far into it though, but it was great to see Sting putting over Darby. I loved that. It was really, 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 really good. So it looks like Darby and Sting aren't necessarily really going to have a relationship after this. So I don't know. Kind of interesting. Glad to see that he did put him over though. While he was in the middle of cutting his promo here, Lance Archer ended up coming out with Jake the Snake Roberts. He said something about him getting his time, like he's going to get it no matter what. And if he doesn't get his time, he's going to be taking something much worse. And then he did a big old stare down with Sting. Sting versus Lance Archer. Sting versus Lance Archer. I'm kind of here for it. I'm not going to lie. I think it would be pretty interesting. It's a curveball for sure. An absolute curveball, but maybe Lance Archer getting a win over Sting would do wonders for him. And I'm still very, very, very interested in seeing what Sting has left in him. That match with him and Darby against Team Taz was phenomenal. It was so good. I loved every second of it. It was probably my favorite thing of the pay-per-view. I definitely think. And I think that this is just a weird, like, out of nowhere feud that I don't know, maybe some people did think of this, but when I thought of Sting going to AEW, I wasn't like, Sting versus Lance Archer. That's what I want. But now I'm seeing it. And I'm like, damn, you know what? Sting versus Lance Archer might slap. That might be a good one. So hopefully that's the case. And I hope that every time they do this kind of Sting stuff, I hope it's not like 16 promos and then the match. Hopefully they pick it up a little bit faster this time, because that previous feud did run dry, but they managed to pick it back up when they did the body bag stuff and the zip line stuff. I really, really, really like that. That was good. Rocco says, I don't really like Archer that much. I don't know why. Something about him that Cross and don't click with me. Really? Archer and Cross. Interesting. I mean, fair enough. To each their own. I like Karrion Kross. I like Karrion Kross a lot. I think there's quite a few people who aren't that interested in him, but I do. I like Karrion Kross. I like Lance Archer. No hacks with the $4.99 super chat, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. He says, I gotta go, but before I leave, I just want to mention you saying you would eat poo, which is why I would beat you in AEW Underground. Good night. Oh no. Oh no. No hacks just cut a killer promo on me. I'm doomed. I'm doomed. I'm gonna have to build my own resting place. No hacks telling me I gotta build this. I gotta find the location for AEW Underground. I gotta build the ring, take off the ropes, and then I gotta get beat up in it too. What a tough life I live, man. Tough life out here. Thank you so much for your super chat, man. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. $4.99 is crazy. Thank you so much, man. I hope you have a good rest of your night, and it was great chatting with you tonight as well. Some moves for no hacks. Man, my soundboard game is trash. I mean, I have so many more on here, but they're not fit. They're not fit for this whatsoever. So I really need to work on getting that done. I really do. I say that so much, but I really do. Molly Man says, what's been your favorite pre-recorded taped match of all time? Probably the Boneyard match. I like that. That was great. I really do. I did like all the Matt Hardy stuff as well. Those were good. So probably one of the Matt Hardy ones and the Boneyard match is where I'd be. Ayan says, AOW for me, LA Knight sounds like a night guard from Los Angeles. Yeah, pretty much. To me, it kind of sounds like a bootleg Batman just trying to guard Los Angeles, you know? Nova says you should pay the third-party people who did the fireworks for AEW to build your ring. There you go. Perfect. I'm gonna reach out to Tony Khan personally, my best friend, and I'll get their information and I'll have them set some stuff up. You know, we'll have like an old school Raw is War theme for AEW Underground. You'll walk through this like shitty building with broken glass everywhere, and we'll have a bunch of bum fires. You know, like the barrels with the fires, and we'll have explosions. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Shelvis says, just got done with both shows. How'd you like them, man? And welcome to the stream. Rocco says, just like Edge is one of my favorites of all time, and him and Roman just isn't clicking with me. I'm still excited for the match, but I really don't think that they've built it up enough. But they do still have plenty of time, I think. They have plenty of time for Edge and Roman. It's set in stone, so I think it's fine. Gil Jackson says, I love Maki Ito. Me too, man. She's fantastic. Obi James says that will be the main event of the post show, In Your Face edition. There you go. Ayan says, AEW, can you do that to the moon thing that you do? Yeah, so Ayan, my friend Ayan is going to go to the moon. There you go, my friend. What was next? Oh my God. Next up was the basketball stuff. I was so confused when Ethan Page started coming out, and I swear I heard like a basketball buzzer. I thought I heard music playing. Like I could have swore that I heard like some shoes on the court and stuff like squeaking around. And I was like, is that his theme song? So I muted it. And I'm like, maybe I have something else playing on my computer. Like maybe something popped up or something. And then it was completely silent. So I turned it back on. I swear I heard like a buzzer and all sorts of other stuff. Basili saying he heard Kanye West's song Power. Dude, I literally felt like I was going nuts. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What is going on? And I'm like, my fiance was telling me that people on Twitter were saying that there was a basketball game playing on the background. And I was like, that's what it is. Yeah, but why? Why is there a basketball game going on in the background? So someone at TNT lost their job tonight. That's for sure. That's what I would say. Vance says, bye OW. I gotta go. Thank you, man, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good rest of your night. Adam Cole says, AEW, I challenge you to AEW Underground. Whoa. One match at a time, man. One match. I'm just one man. I can't have 2 matches on one card. I'm gonna get slaughtered, man. Ayan says, that's so awesome. You're the best. Anytime, man. Anytime. Raphael says, after this post show, I'm going to go watch In Your Face Raw to see why they called it In Your Face. Oh no. Vance says, AOW 1 versus all. We're going to have like a gauntlet match. I'll start it off and I'll just start throwing hands with everyone. Rocco says, I thought it was like supposed to be an obnoxious sounds to be a part of his character. And then I thought they were like trying to out a DJ at Daly's place. Then I thought NXT took over. Christopher says, I thought that wasn't just me, bro. I had to refresh my screen. Yeah. And it happened for so long. It happened for his entire match, which is a shame because Ethan Page rules. And I'm very excited to see him in AEW. And his debut match on Dynamite, no one cares because everyone's going to be talking about the basketball match. No one cares that he won. No one cares about Lee Johnson. No one cares about Ethan Page. All they care about is the basketball game. So it's cool. Someone, I can't remember who it was, but a couple people had said that AEW posted his match for free on YouTube. The Adam Page versus Lee Johnson match is for free on YouTube. So that's very cool of them to do. It just sucks for them. And whoever was working the boards at TNT, man, fire them because that was ridiculous. And it went on for like 10 minutes. We went through a commercial break, came back, and the basketball sounds were still on. Like, come on. Anthony says, will you first face Humberto, end it in the 30 seconds? No, I can't. Humberto Carrillo does not belong in the same ring as me whatsoever. He's not on my level. He doesn't even deserve to be in my presence. And honestly, quite frankly, he's lucky that I even acknowledge his existence. That's how low on the totem pole little Humberto Carrillo is to your great keeper of truths. Can't even be in the same building. Get that clown out of here. Humberto Carrillo is not welcome at AEW Underground. Not at all. And you know what? I'm going to get Omos to guard the front entrance to our burning down industrial building. And I'm going to have Omos whoop Humberto Carrillo all the way back to main event. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Rocco says JR sucked Wardlow off so much during the ending. Did he? I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to my fiance while they were doing all that stuff. Nova says, forget buying the camera and the lights, buy a ring. All right, we're going to have to, man. We're going to do it. We're going to find an industrial building. We're going to set up some bum fires. And we're going to get a ring with no ropes. We're going to have AEW Underground. It's going to be a war. An absolute war. Christopher says, which match would you like to see now for the AEW World title with how the story is going so far? Kenny versus Eddie or Kenny versus Christian? Probably Kenny versus Christian, if that's what it were to come down to. Like, if I had to pick between those two, I would probably say Kenny versus Christian. I would definitely prefer to see Kenny, the Good Brothers versus Mox, Eddie, and Christian. I think that'd be a pretty good route to go. I don't know. It was a weird decision. It was a weird decision. We will talk about that in just a second as well. Anthony says your first opponent will be Goldberg. Hell yeah, bring him out. He's the first second entrant in the gauntlet. And, you know, I'll lay that fool out left and right, have someone else come out, and then, you know, take care of them. And then I'll take care of this fool that's just laying down there beat up as well. I'll drag him out through the whole thing. Vasily says, he says, AEW with a fire promo against that lowlife Humberto. Always, man. Always. What a lowlife scumbag. What a scumbag. Ian says, AEW, do you watch WSC Stage Creator? He makes the best figure matches with stop motion. No, I don't. I haven't heard of him. I haven't heard of him before. That's cool, though. That's cool. Apollo says it was the Mavs Spurs game that the audio mess up was playing. The game was airing on NBA TV, which is headquartered in the same building as where AEW is transmitted from. Oh, interesting. Interesting to know. Christopher says, have a good night, bro. It was always great chatting with you, as always. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. It's fun chatting with you as well. Great to have you here and to be a part of the conversation. Leroy Jenkins says, your second opponent will be The Undertaker. What? I got a stomachache, bro. You know? I haven't been feeling good the past couple of days, to be honest with you, so I'm not gonna be able to build AEW Underground. You know, I got a stomachache, man. I don't have any money to build AEW Underground either, so you know, I'm sorry. My apologies. We can't book The Undertaker. Molly Man says, I'm down with being the ref for AEW Underground. Oh, but are there rules? Are there rules at AEW Underground? Anthony says, what would your finisher move be and submission move? I probably wouldn't ever have submissions. But my finish would be the Kamigoi or whatever, however the hell you say it. Is Kota Ibushi does it, where you grab the arms and then knee him in the face. I love that so much. I love that. I love the V trigger, and I love Farouk's Dominator. Those are like my favorite moves. Gar says my real life finishers are the Rigo stretch and the Daniel Bryan running knee. That's awesome. You said I think I saw that you said you're wrestling in training. That's cool, man. That's cool. I wish you the best of luck in that. That's awesome. That's very exciting. I would love to run the ropes one day and just kind of like fall down on the mat and see how painful it is. Oh, hell no. Hell no. There will be no gold in my chat. Hell no. Leroy says, first rule of AEW Underground, don't talk about AEW Underground. Yes. Yes. They call me Nova with the $2.99 super chat. Thank you so much again, my friend. Thank you. He said, oh, all right, hold on. I gotta voice this one. Let me see. Is this too much? Hold on. Let me bring down the echo here. Yeah, here we go. Okay. All right. Nova with the $2.99 super chat. He says, live from AOW's basement, we present AOW Underground. There you go. That's perfect. That's going to be the opening, then just followed by a bunch of woos. Because we're going to have Ric Flair, obviously, at AOW Underground. Like, duh. I saw first says, good night, AOW. My time is up. Going to bed hearing Taz's theme. Survive if I let you. Oh, God. AOW Underground is canceled. Canceled. Rocco says, just watched the end of NXT for the first time, and I love Balor's last line. Too bad it's Cross. I just have big hatred for him. I loved the ending to NXT. It was so good. Molly Man says, there's only one rule, and that rule is do not hit anybody in the nuts. Yeah, don't hit anyone in their little last names. Gar says, yeah, my gimmick is Gatson LaRue. I've got YouTube matches, lots of fun. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome, man. We'll have to like share them sometime or something like that. Obi James says the theme should be let the bodies hit the floor. There you go. Anthony says that your last opponent would be the Fiend. Hey man, I'll lay down for the Fiend any day. I don't want to fight the Fiend. I want to be his friend. I want to be friends with the Fiend. Okay. I want to be invited to the Firefly Funhouse. Okay. I don't want to get burned alive or something. Want to get burned alive? Jan says my third opponent is going to be Big Oof in an intergender match. Oh God, we get squashed. Gold says, hey, say that to my face, you idiot mother. I would. You know what? You tell me what old folks home you're staying at, Goldberg. I'll drive right up there and I'll throw your tapioca pudding in your face, and I'll knock that bingo board right off the table you're sitting in front of, sir. Knock your bingo scorecard and your TV dinner right off the little lunch table. Nova says we're gonna put you in a House of Horrors match, but every room will be filled with Gold and Humberto and Vince. The ultimate nightmare. No. Jeremy says, but like, what actually took so long for Cross to challenge for the title? I think they probably wanted to keep it on Finn Balor to have a decent reign for a little bit. That would be my guess, so that he could stay there for a little bit and, you know, show him what's up over in NXT. I've really enjoyed Finn Balor's reign as NXT champion. It's been great. Finn Balor in NXT is light years better than what he was on the main roster. Ian says, bro, you remember I subscribed to you 2 days back on your Raw live stream? Yes, thank you, man. I greatly appreciate that. You guys are the best. The absolute best. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. 2,000. Getting pretty close. I like it. I'm happy. And WrestleMania week, better yet, is going to be insane. Rocco says, would you rather have babyface Sammy by himself or with the Inner Circle? With the Inner Circle. I'm happy to see that Sammy is hopefully back with the Inner Circle, and they'll maybe, you know, navigate through all of this MJF stuff. It's good. Now you guys just making me go through the gimmicks here. Is that what's going on? Jeremy says, I've been subscribed since January. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I started like sometime at the end of December, so thank you. One of the early ones. Thank you so much, man. Anthony says your next opponent would be Will, the Braun Show. Oh God, crazy. I could Braun Strowman. Haha, he fast, he like train. I stopped that train, no problem. Like nothing, no problems. All right, so next up, we were supposed to hear from Christian Cage, but as Tony Schiavone was announcing Christian, AEW World Champion Kenny Omega started making his way to the ring. The Broom Dancers came out. Then out came Kenny, Don Callis, and the Good Brothers. They were cutting a promo on how, it would have been cool to see Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston explode into smithereens in the middle of the ring, but it's even funnier to see them embarrassed, looking like a bunch of goofs out there, just laying on top of each other for absolutely no reason. This was the best. This was the absolute best. Eddie Kingston ended up coming out and, they were talking about how they're going to beat his ass. And Don Callis was like, look, bro, I know you. We have a history. I had you in Impact, but, I had to fire you because you choked and you just can't do it and yada, 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 yada. And they said, we're going to give you 10 seconds to get the hell out of this ring before we give you a beat down. The 10-second, the doomsday clock came up. 10 seconds. A lot of noises started playing. They started freaking out. And Kenny said, 69 me, Don. Save me. I almost passed out here because I remembered that I had detention when I was in middle school. What in the world? Like, I missed the screenshot for it, but they did the overview of them laying on each other. Oh my God. The overshot of them laying on each other, and it was hilarious. Like, what? What in the... This is how you save it. This is how you save everything. 69 me done. So good. Nova says, now listen here, player. How about we make this AEW 6-man elimination match between everyone in this chat? Holla. There you go, man. 6-man. 6-man. Holla, holla, holla. Rocco says, are you watching Dark Elevation? It actually looks really good. Wait, it's on? I thought it was on Mondays. Am I missing something? I know that they recorded, Jungle Boy versus Danny Limelight today before Dynamite. Obi James says they were legit 69ing each other. It was so funny. It was so funny, man. Obi James says this was a great save from the botch. Yes, I loved this. I loved this so much. This was so good. DNM says, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I hope Christian wins the AEW World title. I love Kenny Omega and Don Callis, but Christian should get the world title run that he deserves. I don't think that he should. And I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that they won't, because Kenny's doing the whole belt collector thing. So to have him not even be world champion of his own promotion, I feel like that would take away a lot from it, So yeah, I don't even know if I would give Christian a shot, to be honest with you. I don't even know if I would do that. I like the 6-man, and I would prefer to see what Christian can do before. I mean, maybe, I have a lot of faith in AEW. They usually know how to do things. I was ready, like I told you guys a million times, I was ready to shit all over the Shaq and Jade Cargill match, and they did a fantastic job of it. So maybe they know something that we don't know, but at this point, I don't like the thought of Christian challenging Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship. If it does end up happening, I have my faith in them, and I will reserve my judgment until seeing said match. But on paper, I'm not in on it. Rocco says, I didn't even hear him say 69 me Don, so I just sat and it was so weird when I looked at it. It was hilarious, dude. Hilarious. Mally Man says, Christian Cage getting a championship push faster than Finn Balor in the summer of 2016. Jan says, it feels like last year's Double or Nothing just went by and now it's literally coming in 2 months. Man, I'm still salty that I can't go to Double or Nothing. That sucks. We don't even have a choice. They're just going to auto refund our tickets too. And I don't even know how much they were. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool that I'm going to be getting like $300 back or something, but who knows? Who knows? I don't even, it was like 2 years ago. I don't even remember. Jeremy says, do you have any special plans for this channel in the future? Yeah. Go watch a Dr. Disrespect stream and then skim through it. Skim through a Dr. Disrespect stream, and you'll have your answers as to what I want to do here. It's ambitious for a one-man show, but I feel like I can do it. Nova says our emotes should be Kenny and Don 69ing each other. Oh my God. I wonder how much someone would charge for that. I do have one emote for my Twitch channel, but I don't have any for here. I'm going to have to make some. I don't know what they should be, though. Maybe some good ones. Maybe I'll have a, well, that's probably a pretty good one. And then maybe having a, it's such good shit. Maybe those would be some good emotes to have. I don't know. Jan says, are you going to watch WrestleMania live? No. Not at Tampa Bay. I mean, I'll watch it live on like Peacock, but I won't be there. Anthony says it would have been cool to see Edge and Finn Balor. Yeah, that would have been good. Jeremy says I might actually give AEW a chance. Is the matches good enough though? Yeah, I think so. AEW is what Raw and SmackDown should be. This is what I look for in a am I really gonna say this? This is what I look for in like a sports entertainment type theme, where you have good matches, you have entertaining stories, and just kind of some like hokey shit here and there between a couple of people. I feel like AEW has a really good balance of that, whereas Raw typically does not. SmackDown does sometimes, and then NXT is just like hardcore wrestling. So they're kind of different. And that's, a lot of people are always like, well, why do you have like 18 posts for AEW and only like 10 for NXT? And it's because, well, like NXT didn't have a bunch of crazy segments. They just had like long ass, really good matches. Nothing wrong with it. It's just different paces for things, Anthony says a Cameron Grimes money emote. Yeah. To the moon. Yeah, I should just make those soundboards so I don't have to do those every time. That'd be great. Yeah, big money AOW emote, kind of like Cameron Grimes. Yeah, hell yeah. I like it. Like it a lot. Jeremy says, okay, I'll try it next week. Good, man. Next week actually is a really solid week to start watching. There's a lot of really good stuff going on. A women's main event, which we think is a first time. So, Jan says AOW, I don't know why I'm enjoying NXT these days. Like, I didn't used to watch it. Now I'm enjoying it. Well, I'm glad you are. NXT is great. NXT is really good. I still think that there's something missing from back in the day when they were on the WWE network and just an hour long. But they're still enjoyable. They're still really good. Rated C says, hey, NXT will move night next month for once and for all. I hope so. They haven't announced it. That's what I thought those two game-changing announcements would be. Sure, I would. You could argue that two NXT takeovers, like a 2-night event, is a game changer, but NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, not so much. Not so much, if you ask me. I don't know. Gar says, if Cameron Grimes doesn't have a title in NXT by the end of 2021, I'll be thoroughly disappointed. He might. He seems very popular. I think that Cameron Grimes would do very well on Raw. I think he'd fit in very well there. Let's see. D&M says Sting versus Lance Archer happening. Didn't Archer just turn face like not too long ago? Yeah, I mean, he did come out of the face tunnel, but I'm not sure. Francis says AEW's 4 Horsemen. Yes, we're going to talk about that. That's for sure. I'm a little interested in seeing what everyone thinks about that and what kind of ways they're gonna go with this. Gar says Archer is more of a tweener. Yeah, so they did say that they're not really. Well, at least Cody said that they're not necessarily so black and white. That there's going to be a lot of gray in AEW. So you can kind of be like a face and a heelish kind of character, Rated C says, okay, hear me out. Kai and Raquel win back the NXT women's titles at night 1, and Raquel loses to Io at night 2. Oh, I wouldn't have another title change so soon. Personally, I think that they should have had Kai and Gonzalez beat Shotzi and Ember to crown them the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, and they should have rolled with that for a little bit. There was no need to give them the titles just to have them lose them, in my opinion. Jeremy says, can you do a Q&A stream sometime soon? Yeah, I always want to do them. I used to do the Q&As on every Sunday on Instagram, but I've been wanting to do them on streams. So I would love to do one soon. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do one this Sunday. But I'll try to get one going. Sure, I'll try to get one. I have a lot of fun doing those. Anthony says, I think Cameron Grimes will stay in NXT because he's the only goofy character there. Yeah, I don't think he'll leave, but I just personally think that he would do better there. JBOJ says there was like 4 face and heel turns this week on AEW. Yeah, there was quite a few, because you would have kind of, I guess you would argue that the Inner Circle changed. Scorpio changed. Eddie Kingston changed. I'm not sure who else. Jan says, sadly in my country, AEW does not telecast in its shows, so you helped me a lot to get the show reviews. I'm glad I can help, man. Glad I can help. Leroy says, the name NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver is not good shit. And I agree. Stand and Deliver is a really weird name. Really weird. DNM says, Chris Jericho showed he can be a great babyface. A feud with a hot heel like MJF and a good guy like Jericho would be great. Yeah, I agree. And there's lots of newer people involved in this feud. I think a lot of people are going to be happy from this. Charles says, do you think Seth versus Cesaro is Mania-worthy match or Daniel versus Seth? They'll probably do Daniel Bryan versus Seth, I think. Miley Man says, why am I getting Shield vibes from this new Inner Circle? I'm getting the 4 Horsemen vibes, personally. Ian says, why do you have more followers on Instagram and less subscribers on YouTube? Because I've been doing Instagram for like, 3 years now? 4 years now? Been doing it for a while, a long while. And I just started YouTube in December, like late December was when I first started. And it was cool because I started on the debut of Sting. How fitting, right? AEW Sting debuts the same day that Sting does. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Rated C says, feel like they did the NXT Women's Tag Titles because this might have been the final straw if they didn't let the WWE Women's Tag Titles stay in NXT, so they have new tag titles. Yeah, but I mean, to me, there's just too many titles to me. You know, way too many in WWE. And they've sacrificed so much for those women's tag team championships. Like the Raw and SmackDown women's division is just, it's tired. Like it's gone. There's nothing going on. So, Ian says, you being tired, man, you can rest if you want to. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not going to bed anytime soon. I'll be up till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm always up really late. Really, really late. Rated C says, and also creative is different from NXT in the main roster. Yeah. I really wish that they would have just taken those titles and just put them on Raquel and Dakota Kai in NXT. It would have made so much more sense overall. Francis says AEW 6-man tag titles. Well, trios. Yeah, so there'll be trio titles. Tony Khan says they're coming this year, but we're just quite not sure when. All right, next up was the women's match. This match was funny. They had everyone out in the ring, and Maki Ito was making her entrance to the ring, and she does like a full-on performance. And so everyone is just beating the living hell out of each other inside the ring, outside the ring. And she's just she's up there. She is not stopping performing. She just keeps going on. I loved this. Everyone loves Ito so much. I really hope that they figure out a way to sign her and keep her here. Everyone loves her. She's so entertaining. She's so good. Rated C says AEW better sign Maki Ito. Yes. Yes. Sign her, please. Immediately, as fast as you possibly can. sign her, get her out of any other commitments that she may be locked in or whatever. Do what you need to do. Get her on your roster because everyone loves her and she's going to be a huge star. Huge star. AEW would be the perfect place for her, and this new shape that the women's division is taking is so good. It's so good. You can even put her in the Dark Order. The Dark Order simps for Maki Ito. Well, I guess everyone simps for Maki Ito, but the Dark Order and Maki Ito, oh my God, you would make the internet explode. The internet loves the Dark Order. The internet loves Maki Ito. Put them together. Recipe for success, man. Obi James says Maki Ito is fucking great. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. She got fired for not being popular. That sucks. Really? When she was doing the like singing stuff, is that what you're talking about? Ian says, for me, the day just started off. It's like 10:40 in the morning, so I also don't get good sleep as I woke up to watch NXT. Oh, crazy. Yeah, for me, it's only like 9:13 p.m. So it's still pretty early in the night for me. Molly Man says, I'm only getting Shield vibes only because of that ending when they powerbombed Jericho off the stage and left him in a pool of his own blood. But other than the Shield, it's like the Four Horsemen vibes. Yes. Delight says they teased her joining the Dark Order on BTE. Yes. Surprise, motherfuckers. It's so good. Ian says, what happened to Vicky? Wasn't she the manager of Nyla? Yeah, she was out there tonight. She was out there. Rated C says Kyle took Adam Cole's UE wristband off his arm. Is UE really fine? Yes. You see, Adam Cole, he just loves his Undisputed Era wristband so much. Like, he's just been wearing it left and right. Like, you can't separate him from that. He works out on it with it. He lives his day with it. He wrestles in it. So it's getting pretty stinky. And, you know, everyone else in the Undisputed Era, they're like, Adam, you need to take off this wristband. You need to wash it. And he's like, no, I love the Undisputed Era so much, I will never take it off. So Kyle O'Reilly had to take liberties here. He had to find a way to get that wristband off of Adam Cole so that he could just wash it. So he took it to the dry cleaner, and I'm sure he's going to give it back to him in a couple of days. The Undisputed Era is fine. Undisputed Era is fine. It's all good. It's all good. DNM says Miro would be better alone. They got to get him shine on his own. 100%. 100%. So what I was saying earlier, if they're going to have one more match with Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy, have Taylor or Orange beat Kip Sabian. Have Miro be pissed that Kip lost the match for him. Have Miro destroy Kip. Have one match between Miro and Kip. Have Miro kill Kip. And there you go. You're good to go. Obi James says, yeah, when she was an idol, that's why got fired. Oh, crazy. Did not know that. Charles says, should Balor versus Cross at TakeOver or Demon versus Cross? Probably just Balor. I don't see him doing the Demon stuff. Jaden, how you doing, my friend? Always a pleasure to see you. Hope you had a good night. Mr. Rose says, thoughts on AEW's audio issue. Whoever was in charge of that at TNT should be fired. That's my take on that. And that was not AEW's problem. That's a TNT problem, by the way. But it was really annoying to have 10 minutes of a show essentially not be watchable because there's a basketball game playing on in the background and that's all going on at the same time. Obi James says he even said that Yui is dead until it's not dead until he says it's dead. So Undisputed Era is fine. Yes, 100%. Adam Cole says, guys, we are fine. That sweaty band gave good luck, so I never took it off. See Adam Cole himself. Jeremy says, all right, so I just watched the AEW highlights. It seems crazy, but good. Good. I hope you enjoyed it. Is Kenny a heel? Yes. Yes, he is. They're doing some pretty interesting stuff right now. I think that next week's show is a good one to tune in for, Jeremy. I think you'll enjoy it. DNM says, I'm a huge fan of Thunder Rosa. Sorry, Sheeta, but Rosa deserves to be the AEW Women's Champion. I agree completely. It should be Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker. Easily. So for this match, it was Thunder Rosa got the win over Maki Ito. So Thunder Rosa, Ryu Mizunami, and Hikaru Shida got the win over Maki Ito, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Nyla Rose. But after the match, Britt Baker did attack Thunder Rosa, and so did Rebel as well afterwards, and Vicky Guerrero too. She was punching her. Rebel was rubbing her crutches all over her head and all sorts of stuff like that. And Tony Khan made a lights out match. Anything goes next week between Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. That is going to be the main event of next week's Dynamite. That is huge and awesome. Delight says Abaddon should have won the title at New Year's Smash. I wouldn't have been mad at that. I actually thought that she should have won as well, because Abaddon's creepy as hell, and it could have at least been unique as well. I think it's certainly time to move on from Hikaru Shida. I think so. And it needs to be Britt Baker or Thunder Rosa. I think Thunder Rosa is still signed with NWA, but you know, it's time. Serena Deeb wouldn't be a bad one either. One of those three should be the next women's champion. DNM says Britt Baker is one of the best heels in wrestling. Man, her transformation has been incredible. From where she started in AEW to where she is now, it's day and night. I'm so excited. It's awesome. Jan says, not gonna lie, I really thought Adam Cole would win the NXT championship tonight when he was hitting Finn Balor with a series of moves. And that's the best thing about NXT. Yeah. You know, I could have seen Adam Cole winning. I'm glad that he didn't, but I could have seen that happening. Gar says Serena Deeb is injured, I believe. Britt is excellent. Definitely next women's champ. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Paula says, JR said, what's it going to take to put an end to the Baker Rosa feud? And I joked, an exploding barbed wire death match. Here we go again. Insert the, oh shit, here we go again, Grand Theft Auto meme. Kevin says, another faction in AEW. How many factions do they have? I mean, what's wrong with another faction? What's wrong with factions? Here's how I always put factions. Here's how I always explain them to people. Thing about being in high school. Right? Go back to being in high school. Did you have just a bunch of people floating around being their own individuals? They didn't have groups of friends that they hung out with. So think of it as that. Naturally, when you have groups of people that are all hanging out with each other, you're naturally going to be connected with certain people and not connected with certain other people. So factions have always just made sense to me. It doesn't make sense to have 80 people on your roster and just have two groups. You know, it makes way more sense to have bigger factions, and then of course have smaller tag teams within those factions as well. I think it fits, and I think it's more natural personally. Gar says New Japan is literally all factions. Yeah, and I think it works. I think it works. I'm not sure how many factions they have. It's a good amount though. Jan says, should Shaq Gaspard or Brody Lee win the Warrior Award? Oh, that's a good question. I wonder if they will honor Brody. Can there be two winners of the Warrior Award? If so, they should both win them. I haven't even thought about that. Apollo says, as long as there isn't another Nightmare Collective style faction, I don't mind any company having a multitude of them. Oh, God. Yeah. No Nightmare Collective ever again. Please, God. Philip says, Christian is going to be the new AEW World Champion. Crazy. So you're a Christian fan too, huh? You like Christian? I think since Philip is here, you heel. The ultimate heel, wanting Kenny Omega to drop the title to Christian. Mr. Rose says, are you happy with how AEW addressed the explosion? Yes. I am with how they addressed it on TV. My only complaint is that Sometimes words are difficult. My only complaint is that Tony Khan during the media scrum should have said that it was a botch. He should have said, this is not what we had planned. This was not supposed to happen, but we're going to play it off on TV. That's the only thing that I would have changed. Tony Khan is always very transparent. He's always like down to earth and with the people. I think that he should have said that. Molly Man says, dropping it right here, AEW. Appreciate the time I got to spend here on this post show. I'll try my best to be on the SmackDown post show, but other than have fun for the rest of the show. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to hang out and chat with you. Holy hell. We're over 2 minutes. Okay, yeah, we do got to wrap this up here. Got to wrap this up. Vance, welcome back, my friend. DNM says, I saw a picture of Jade Cargill with Brian Cage. Do you think Jade would be a great addition to Team Taz? Sure. I'm always down to see more intergender stables and teams and stuff like that. I would love to see that. I would love to. Vance says maybe Tony didn't want to break kayfabe, but he usually does. Usually does. Marcel says, what actual story do you know about? The one that they posted on Fightful Select about the explosion. Basically that they hired a third-party company to take care of the explosion. It didn't go the way that it planned. Obviously, it was botched. That company didn't really give a shit about any of it, and it pissed off like Kenny and the AEW people. That's the story. Apollo says there's roughly 5 major factions with 3 members in New Japan. 3+ members. Philip says, I like the Nexus in the core in Edge and Christian and CM Punk and Carlito. Maybe you should have them create a giant one super faction. The Philip faction. Marcel says, well, that's what I thought happened. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard. But it was a third-party company. So, I don't know. I'd be pissed at them. You know, that's the damage control having to do like the damage control after that is crazy. Ayan says if WWE needs ratings, they should make Brock Lesnar return next week. I think someone said that he's on the current roster page for WWE now, and he wasn't not too long ago. All right, so we're gonna kind of speed through the last stuff of this here. Marcel says Tony should be pissed at TNT. Yeah, I would agree. That whole basketball thing was crazy. Bob says, makes me wonder what company it was. Yeah, they didn't release the information, at least not to my knowledge. But I do want to wrap this up a little bit because we're at 2 hours and 5 minutes. So after this, we saw Big Money Matt Hardy in the back with Private Party. And he told them that he made another big signing to, I don't know, Big Money Enterprises, whatever the hell it is you want to call it. Matt Hardy signed the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny, which is crazy. So if they still have TH2, so now we have Matt Hardy, Private Party, the Butcher, the Blade, the Bunny, and TH2. That's one weird, wild, random money faction. Marcel says B&B are hired guys, if you remember. So they're not actually like joining them. Matt Hardy and his carnies. Pretty much. Van says, yeah, I sent you that photo of Brock. Okay, but yeah, that was you. Yeah. Perfect. So that was interesting to see. I don't quite understand. Next up was Darby Allin defending his TNT championship against Scorpio Sky. This match was good. I enjoyed it. I think the right man won. I definitely don't think it's time to take that TNT championship off of Darby Allin. He needs to keep it for a little bit longer for sure and have a solid run. He was taken away for so long in that feud with Team Taz and Sting. I need to see Darby kick some ass in wrestling. I need to see him defend that TNT championship a little bit more. So Darby Allin gets the win. After the match, very cool as well. Darby goes to give Scorpio Sky his big ups here, you know, saying, you did your best, you know, you did a good job. And Scorpio attacked him, turning heel. This was great. I've always been a big fan of Scorpio Sky. I was happy to see him win that Face of the Revolution match. So, of course, I was happy to see him get this match as well. So, hopefully we see Scorpio Sky go to the moon afterwards because the guy's talent is next level. Next level. It is so, so good. I love it. Evan says, AOW, you ready for Britt versus Rosa next week? Yes, I cannot wait. I'm so excited to see that match. And now there's a couple different people in here now. Do you guys know, is this the first women's main event for Dynamite? It might be. So that's crazy. I'm very excited for that match. Let's see here. Marcel says Darby's so good at wrestling. He is. Gar says I think TH2 are just hired guns. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I see. Okay. You're right. Evan says Scorpio Sky heel turn with a heel hook. Yes, it was so good. So good. Marcel says Death Triangle are going to the moon. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Jeremy says, I think the Undisputed Era is still going to be a faction forever, like the Bullet Club. I mean, I see them staying together. I don't know if they'll be forever. You know, I would guess that what is going to happen is Adam Cole's going to lose the feud, go to the main roster, and then later on at some point they'll join him back there and they'll be a team again. That would be my guess. Marcel says the women's match is main eventing tomorrow. Evan says first women's main event. Yeah, cool. Evan says not main eventing just to say they're main eventing. They're main eventing because the story is hot as hell. Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like. I love it. I can't wait. Whoever is the winner of this Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa match should be the one to beat Hikaru Shida and take the AEW Women's World Championship. I would love it. Love it. Please. Please, please, please. Marcel says, did you know that the Inner Circle is fine? Yes. Did you guys know that the Undisputed Era is also fine? They're doing good. Papa Cole just needed his wristband cleaned. So Kyle O'Reilly, the sweetie pie that he is taking it to the dry cleaners. What a sweetheart. I wish I had such amazing friends in my life, but, you know, here we are. Ayan says if someday Adam Cole goes to the main roster, he should do a feud with Seth Rollins because they kind of have some same wrestling style. I'd love to see Cole and Rollins on WWE. Delight says, what a twist. The Inner Circle was fine the whole time. I told you. I told you. Your tribal chief Roman Reigns says no, both factions are not fine. They are. They're perfectly fine. The Inner Circle is fine. Undisputed Era is fine. They're all fine. Bro says, would you prefer Santos Escobar or Jordan Devlin as Cruiserweight champ? Since Devlin is returning, I personally like Escobar more. I was really, really impressed with Jordan Devlin when I saw him as the Cruiserweight champion. So I would probably say Devlin. That would be mine. Adam Cole says the wristband is 3 years old. It needed to be cleaned. See? There you go, right there. Been wearing that thing for 3 years. It's got to stink. Got to stink. Van says the Revolution pay-per-view also did fine. There you go. Evan Rice says Jordan Devlin has a brick head. It'll be nice to see him return. Like I said, I was very impressed with what he was able to do. Philip says Christian is going to be the new AEW World Champion. What a world that would be, man. Ooh. I don't know, Bob. I have no idea. I have no idea. So next up, I guess that was our main event match of the night. So also for next week, as we've mentioned plenty of times, Dr. Britt Baker DMD will be taking on Thunder Rosa in an unsanctioned lights out match. Anything goes in the main event of AEW Dynamite next week, which is themed St. Patrick's Day Slam. Very excited for that. Also on the card is Jurassic Express and Bear Country taking on Matt Hardy, Private Party, The Butcher, and The Blade in a huge 10-man tag match. Jade Cargill will be in action once again, and Cody Rhodes will be taking on Penta El Zero Miedo as well. Looks like a solid card. Evan says, I disagree. Devlin can keep his girlfriend. Oh, so he is one of those. I did not know that. Okay, so maybe, so yeah, my feelings do change about Jordan Devlin then. So yeah, Santos Escobar would be my cruiserweight champion. Yeah. Yeah. Jordan Devlin, who I guess would be what I would say. Damn, there's, man, a lot of people caught up in that shit. Shame on them. That's crazy. That's wild. So next up was the main event segment of the show here. It was the War Council, I think was what it was called. I can't quite remember. It was a meeting of the Inner Circle. As they were talking, Chris Jericho said he feels like we need to add a member. And MJF says, no, Chris, you know what? I think we need to remove a member. Sammy Guevara comes out. It's the first time we've seen him since he quit the Inner Circle. He comes out. He's kind of going back and forth with Chris Jericho here, and he says, hey, I have this tape. You need to watch it. He points up to the Titantron, and it's a video. Sammy Guevara planted his phone, I believe, or some sort of camera inside the Inner Circle's locker room. And MJF comes in when it's Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz. And he says, look, guys, tonight is the night. We have to cut the hat off of Jericho. It's time for a new leader here. It's time that we take out Chris Jericho. So at this point, you have MJF, Santana, Ortiz, and Jake Hager standing on the left side of the ring. You have Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara on the right side of the ring. And MJF says, get them, boys. So Santana, Ortiz, and Jake Hager slowly start approaching Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara as if they're going to beat them down. They slowly turn around when they get over to them, and then they say, Chris Jericho says, hey, dumbass, you don't think that we talk? We knew what you were doing this whole entire time. We were just waiting for you to hang yourself, essentially. And they backed MJF into the corner where the lights went out, and he said, or before the lights went out, he said he knew that this was going to happen all along. He was playing them like a fiddle, and he came up with an Inner Circle of his own. Lights went out for quite a while. Quite a while here. When the lights came back on, we saw FTR, Tully Blanchard, Wardlow, and Shawn Spears all standing in the ring. I don't know what this stable is going to be called. I don't know if they're going to be the Inner Circle as well, MJF's Inner Circle, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the team of FTR, Wardlow, Shawn Spears, Tully Blanchard, and MJF all together? What are the thoughts on that one? Evan says, I usually hate the lights going out for current talent, but this worked for me. It was off a little long, in my opinion, but I was shocked when the lights went back on. This was not what I was expecting. I personally was expecting to see Thea Trinidad. I was expecting to see her get added to the Inner Circle. I was not expecting this. Crazy. Vance says FTR in a blood and guts match is going to be fire. Yeah, so I mean, is that where everyone is going with this? We want to see Anthony says the Outer Circle. I love it. There you go. So is that what everyone wants? The Outer Circle versus the Inner Circle in a blood and guts match? I'd be down for that. That would be really good. And that would be a pretty good thing if they could throw that together to try to counter NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 1. If they don't come up with something special, they're probably going to get crushed on that night. It's a takeover for free on TV. So they're going to have to do something. And if it's blood and guts, that's crazy. That's crazy. And that's going to be a shitty night for me, man. If AEW is going to run like a pay-per-view style event to counter NXT, and we got the pay-per-view event as well. Damn. Marcel says, I don't think AEW cares. I mean, it would be interesting to see them just run a regular show and see what happens. You would have to pray to God that NXT would just crush them, because anything else would be a huge letdown, you know? Evan says, do they do blood and guts or stadium stampede? There you go. They could do another stadium stampede. Evan says, I'm not sure AEW cares because NXT is moving the week after. So let NXT have the big night, the last one, and just have them dip out. I wouldn't be mad at that. I mean, I especially wouldn't be mad at that because it'd be much easier to cover if AEW was just kind of running a normal show. If AEW did just run a normal show as well, that would kind of hold up to them saying that we don't care what they're doing over there and we're just kind of running our own show to the best of our ability. All of that would fit as well. Rated C says MJF's Inner Circle versus the original Inner Circle. What's next? Adam Cole, new Undisputed Era. Kyle Strongfish, the old Undisputed Era. Yeah. Maybe you know. Never know. You never know. Bro says, was NXT moving to Tuesday just a rumor or did a reliable source say that? I'm pretty sure that multiple outlets have confirmed it. I think it's a pretty solid thing. I'm pretty sure it's happening. Pretty sure. Marcel said Dave said the WWE thing to do is NXT wins the viewership and then says we're moving. Yeah, I could see that. The only thing is that don't you think they would want to give people more notice? I mean, it's hard for me to say because I work for myself and I work from home, but if I watch NXT every single Wednesday night, that's a part of my schedule. So maybe I make plans on Tuesday nights. Maybe I work Tuesday nights. Maybe I take Wednesdays off to watch wrestling. So how is that going to work for a normal person to just randomly be like, at the end of NXT TakeOver Night 2, they're just like, oh, hey, by the way, we're not going to be airing next Wednesday. We'll see you on Tuesday. Peace. Goodbye. Like, how is that going to work? I don't get it. Ayan says from day one, MJF joined the Inner Circle. I knew he wouldn't stay long. I figured he would stay longer, and I honestly thought that he would take over. I thought he would throw Chris Jericho out. That's what I had expected. Punk says USA is not forcing WWE to move NXT to Tuesday now. It depends on WWE. I don't know if that's true, man. I think it's pretty set in stone that NXT is moving to Tuesdays. All of the major news outlets that do wrestling news, they're all expecting, they're all, after WrestleMania, that is when NXT will be on Tuesday. So it doesn't really seem like speculation anymore. Evan says WWE has been open to moving NXT since December. So there you go. And it's time. Whether it's them doing it on their own or it's hockey forcing them or USA forcing them, I don't care who's twisting the arm. They just need to do it. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Put NXT on Tuesday. Let us watch NXT in peace. Let us watch Dynamite in peace. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. It's that easy. Just let us enjoy the shows. Enjoy your extra 200,000-300,000 viewers that you're going to get every single week from it. Enjoy the increased demo that you're probably going to receive every single week as well. Not being up against the competition. Like, there you go. It's good. Evan says, I'm tired of seeing NXT get their asses kicked while hotshot booking. Yeah, and it's obvious. It's obvious that they're doing it. Triple H, Papa H, he can say that we're doing our own thing and this is what we would have been doing, whether there's an AEW or there's not, whether we're going up against them, whether we're not. We all know that they're full of shit. That's not how that they're booking NXT right now. If that was the case, anytime that AEW announced some sort of special show, they wouldn't have done it either. It's just too much. It's too much. It's time to go back and just do the best that they've done before, worry about themselves and do it on Tuesday and just let everyone live and enjoy these shows. Marcel says, good. The Keith Lee hotshot double title thing was so bad. And then they took him away and now he's just not even on TV. Like, what the? Evan says, after the fiasco Triple H pulled off tonight, I'm afraid if he takes over the company. Are you referring to the women's tag team titles? Because that was terrible. And the match was even more frustrating. Gar says, old NXT won't be back until they move nights. Probably, yeah. Eon says, bye, man. I also got to go. I guess I'll meet you on SmackDown Day. Sounds good, man. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Yep, I will be here for Friday Night SmackDown as well. I do need to wrap this up because we've been here for almost 2.5 hours. Anthony says, why announce new tag champs to lose 1 hour later? I will never understand that. If they wanted Shotzi and Ember to be the tag champs, they should have just said, hey, you'll go up against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, and then the winner will be the champions. They could have just crowned them that way. There was no reason to give them the championships and then have them lose. It just doesn't make sense. Evan says the titles on Big Oof and Shayna float. Why is this a thing? I don't know. Are they kind of kicking NXT to the curb? Is that what's going on? I was led to believe that NXT was a third brand on par with Raw and SmackDown. They won Survivor Series. So now what? I mean, you know, even for Edge, when he won the Royal Rumble, they had him go to NXT and kind of go face to face with Finn Balor. But the same can't be said for Bianca Belair. She never went to NXT and got in the face of Io Shirai. Those WWE Women's Tag Team Championships have hardly gone to NXT. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez should have beat Big Oof and Shayna Baszler in that match, and they should have kept those tag team titles there. That's just how it should have gone. They're not doing them any favors being on the main roster. They're just sacrificing both of their women's divisions doing it. That's all they're doing. It's terrible. Terrible. Marcel says, what was wrong with the match? If you're referring to the Women's Tag Team Championship match, just them giving the titles to Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, just taking them off of them in the same exact night, like an hour later, less than an hour later, it just doesn't make sense. Jeremy says it was only terrible because it's NXT. If that was the main roster, main event, no one would have been surprised. I disagree. You shouldn't ever put titles on someone and take them away an hour later. Especially for a championship that just got introduced. Zero prestige. And now you're ruining it already. That's how you make your championships look like a joke. Evan says Triple H opened his own indie fed 5 years ago and has been outdone by another guy opening his own indie fed. Triple H needs to be embarrassed. I mean, I personally, I like NXT. I like NXT and I like Dynamite. I like Dynamite more. But I don't know. The thing about NXT too is that no matter how much you like NXT, no matter how much you love it, those people on that show have an expiration date. The more you love them, the more you cheer for them, the more you buy their merch, the more that they get seen by the evil VKM, who eventually calls them up to Raw or SmackDown and then just ruins them completely. So I always find it really hard to invest so much into NXT. Keith Lee, for example, who are amazing, get called up, and now they are nowhere to be found. So I always find it really hard right now to get really, really invested in NXT. And just the fact that they're just countering the hell out of AEW. I find that frustrating as well. Just because I want to chill and watch these shows more than anything. Evan says, I think NXT has gone to shit ever since moving to USA. I think most people feel that way. It was so rushed. It was all so rushed. Marcel says the WWE fans came for you when you said that. Have they? I haven't really paid attention to my Instagram tonight and all of the things because it's always chaos on Wednesdays. So I'm sure someone's killing me somewhere. Someone's probably really mad that my last post is the new Four Horsemen ? Oh God. Obi James says it's the same thing that happened to Rey Mysterio in 2011. Won the title and lost it in an hour. It's a shame. It's a shame. Anthony says, I know why they took the titles off them because Io challenged Raquel. So don't take the titles off of them. Like I said, have them have a title match to crown the champions. Have Ember and Shotzi win. And there you go. You've just solved yourself that entire problem. It'll never exist if you just go that way. It's crazy. Vance says there was a rumor that Vince doesn't care about Keith Lee anymore and doesn't want to give him a push now like Andrade and Aleister Black. I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. Jamel says NXT tried to counter AEW so much they lost what made NXT special. Pretty much, man. That sums it up. That sums it up a lot. Evan says handing people titles without a match just doesn't sit well with me. Yeah, it's weird. It's so weird. They should have just had the match. It would have solved all of our problems. It really would. Bro says, isn't Keith Lee injured? I have no clue. I have no clue, man. Apollo says, I wouldn't say NXT has gone to shit, but it has dipped in quality to a noticeable degree. Well, you know, a lot of the NXT diehards that used to watch it on the network, they don't really like it anymore. You can tell the difference. You can really tell the difference between them. It's night and day. Gar says we have no idea what's going on with Keith. Yeah, I don't. I have no clue. Maybe someone else does, but I haven't seen anything. I haven't been looking, so I'm not sure. Anthony says Triple H got handed the world title with no match. I mean, I'm sure lots of people have been handed world titles with no match, but I don't think that, you know, one thing happening at some point justifies you doing it again in the future. And times have changed, you know. Especially, I mean, these shows are scripted. So it's not like they were crowned champions and they just happened to lose. They were scripted to be given the titles. They were scripted to lose them within an hour. I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me, and it just doesn't make sense. Especially considering that most people actually, we all hate the women's tag team championships already that they have on Raw and SmackDown. This is just a really bad taste to put into people's mouths when introducing them. That's all. Philip says, good night. When breaking news, the next is going to be at WrestleMania 37. I don't know, man. Maybe you can dream it into existence. But have a good rest of your night, man. The ultimate heel. Marcel says Jericho needs to stop finding best friends. Yeah. But I don't know. Sammy Guevara turned out to help him. Turned out to be a great benefit. The rest of the inner circle. So I hope that we see this match in Blood and Guts. That would be amazing. I would love that so much. All right, but that is 2.5 hours for me. I'm going to call it for here. That is it for me tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will be here for the Friday Night SmackDown post show. And as I said earlier on, I'm going to try to put together like an all you need to know package here for the WWE Network moving over to Peacock, because there's a lot of information about it. And there are kind of some interesting things that I want to discuss as well. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly, words are difficult, greatly appreciate it. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all the super chats tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for the likes as well. Always a pleasure hanging out and chatting with you guys. And like I said, I will see you on Friday for the SmackDown post show. Have a good rest of your night. Peace.